So this is part 3 to why I got fired at Walmart, but the aftermath of what happened. So to make a long story short, my father also worked at Walmart at the same store with me. He got wind of what happened to me, and of course he went home and had a conversation with my stepmother about it. Her being a money hungry person and a drug fiend, it made her spiral. Because of course, at 19 years old, I was working, living with my parents and paying rent there as well, giving them money. And of course, when you are a drug fiend, it affects your pockets in some form or fashion. Child, once she realized that I had lost my job, all she saw was dollar signs going down the drain, honey. So what ended up happening was a couple of days after I lost my job, I had my friend come over. She was my best friend. Basically, we was in my room just chilling, watching a movie, eating some damn popcorn, and then I end up going to the kitchen to get us something to drink. My stepmother ended up walking in the kitchen, getting an attitude with me or whatever, and she was just being. I went back in the room and was chilling with my friend, continuing to watch the movie. My stepmom proceeds to go outside and check the mail, and she sees a letter from unemployment. She thinking that the letter is a check. Mind you, she's outside after she grabs the letter, and she's eavesdropping on my conversation with my friend through the window outside the house. Just being paranoid and acting crazy for no reason. So she storms in the house and she gives me my letter thinking that it's a check from unemployment. Mind you, it's been only a couple of days since I got fired, and she already think that unemployment has given me some money, and she's looking for some money for me to pay her something. How about if that ain't money hungry, I don't know what it is. If that doesn't says I need money to go buy my drugs, I don't know what it is. So she ends up barging into my room as my company is there and going off talking about, oh, you need to give me some money. Why you got a check and you ain't give me no money yet? And da 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 da. So of course my best friend, she's just there in the crossfires, honey. She is just caught in between a child and their step parent getting into an argument. So her innocent self was just in the middle of it. Her being my best friend and I guess defending me and being protective of me, try to get in the way. I encouraged her to stay away and get out the way. Of course, as my best friend, she did. She didn't want to listen to me, y'all. So next thing you know, me and my stepmother is arguing back and forth. We proceeded from outside of my room into the living room because my room was literally next to the living room. So we arguing, we throwing insults at each other, and it's getting crazy and very, very heated. She proceeds to put her hands on me. Next thing you know, my father is walking in from work on all of this. What does he do? He pins me down and allows this woman to scratch up my face. How I'm supposed to be your child and you let your wife, who is my stepmother, not even my biological mother, attack me? You actually pinned both of my hands down so I couldn't defend myself against this woman scratching up my face and attacking me. Obviously, she's belligerent and drunk at this point, and he knows her because that's his wife. He knows how she is, and you still allow her to attack me over some money that you thought that I had that I didn't get. So my poor friend, she sees this and she gets in the middle of it trying to break it up, and it just went bad from. So as she's trying to break it up, she gets into a fight with my stepmother. All hell breaks loose. They're tussling in the hallway, making their way back to her room, my stepmother. My little sister was there in the crossfires as expected. She was scared and terrified. She knows how her mother is. So she ended up getting hit or slammed into the wall while the fight was going on, child. Next thing y'all know, my friend grabs my stepmother by her plaits, because she had plaits in her head, and yanked them out of her head. Y'all know that led to her having a patch in her head, right? She had a big patch in her head after that situation. Hey, that's what you get for attacking me and trying to fight. Next thing you know, she locks herself in the room with my dad and my little sister. So she gets on the phone and tells her mother the story, her version of what happened. And her mother made her way over here. I'm not sure who was the one who called the police, but the police was called and the police showed up. I'm trying to urge my friend to get on out of that house and walk home and just leave me there with this situation. But she refused to leave my side. So my stepmother's mother shows up, and she's coming up in here defending her, also knowing how her daughter is, but still defending her and not giving a damn about what happened to me. Police arrives shortly after that. So my dad is in the living room pacing back and forth, smoking a cigarette, talking about, oh, my friend hit his baby. So my friend is like, I didn't hit your baby, thinking that he's talking about his daughter, my sister. No, he was like, you hit my baby, referring to his wife, my stepmother. And my wicked father proceeds to tell me that I am not his child, honey. He told me to my face, I am not his child, and he has such a demonic look on his face, because he always hated me all my life. So the police calls both of us outside. One police officer is interviewing my friend, which was a female police officer, and another police officer is interviewing me. It was a male. Another police officer also showed up to the scene. Next thing you know, since the police is there, my stepmother proceeds to storm out of the room and act a fool because the police is there, showing her butt off. So I gets in her face because I'm thinking she's going outside to try to attack my friend while the police is there to show her ass. So I'm in her face arguing, and I was like, you better leave my friend alone. Next thing you know, the police that showed up last gets in front of me and tell me to get on the down floor, and he points a taser gun in my forehead, in my face. I'm looking like, of all places you gonna point a taser gun, you're gonna point it at my face? Like, did they train you to do that? Ain't you supposed to point it towards a body part or something? So my stepmom is there egging the police officer on by telling me, yeah, get on the floor, bitch. Get on the floor, bitch. Totally ignoring the fact that this man is pointing a taser gun in my face. So she didn't even give a damn if I was her stepchild either. Next thing you know, we all write our own reports of what happened. And to my surprise, they took my friend in handcuffs and took her to jail. All because of my stepmother saying that she attacked her, and it was in. Next thing you know, we write in the reports of what happened individually, and they take my friend in handcuffs behind the police car. All because it happened at my stepmother's house and we were there. Not caring that she was drunk, clearly drunk and belligerent. Child, that same day I had to pack up all my things out of that house and move to my brother's girlfriend's friend's house temporarily. But child, is another part to this story that I want to get into, and I will let y'all know what happened to the relationship between my friend and myself, all because of this mess. All started because I lost my job at Walmart, and that spiraled into a whole nother situation, and that turned into another situation. But y'all let me know if y'all want another story time to continue this story, child. It's about to get messy. Tune in.